Yes, good evening, Osama. So, yes, this side Dr. Abhijeet, and welcome to day two. Yes, good evening. So, yes, welcome to day two of Neuroanatomy, and today we are going to discuss about the tracts. Yes, Devraj, good evening. Khan Sahib, thank you so much for the compliment, right? So, guys, before starting with the session, just give me a thumbs up in the chat box if the audio and visuals are perfectly fine. So please give me a thumbs up in the chat box that if the audio and visuals are perfectly fine so that I can start with the class. Right, Devraj says, okay, guys, yes, Swaroop, okay, beta, very good. I'm like keeping an eye on the chat box also. Robin Singh, perfect. So let us start with the, see, this topic, I would say it is very important part. Yukta, okay, Sandeep, Henry, very good. Yes, Dilkhush Yadav. Yeah, Dilkhush, you can join my Telegram group. I will be sharing the link at the end of the session. You can just wait. Yes, Aksi, very good. Okay, perfect, guys. Let us just start with the spinal cord part two. And guys, remember, put a dollar sign over here because this is the important topic. I would say every time in exams, like you should know the pathways, guys, the tracks, right? So Alhadita, it is from the Vishram Singh only, beta. Yeah, Vishram Singh only. Somnath, hello. Okay, so before we without wasting much more time, guys, let us just start with the class, right? I will be sharing it, so no need to worry. So this is a very important topic, guys. So let us start with the part two. So we are gonna start with the spinal cord. Okay, so we are going to start with the spinal cord part two today. We have discussed the transverse section of the spinal cord yesterday, right? We have discussed the transverse section of the spinal cord. Okay, we have discussed the transverse section of the spinal cord yesterday. So just wanted to revise in the transverse section of the spinal cord. And in this transverse section of spinal cord, obviously I'm talking about the internal part of the spinal cord. Over here, I will be focusing on one matter that is called as the white matter. Although I have discussed it yesterday, but let us just try to keep an eye on the white matter. Yes, Sudha, hello, beta. So let us keep an eye on the white matter as well, right? Mohammed, hello. Now, guys, you already know if you're taking the spinal cord over here, right? If I'm taking this particular spinal cord, you know it's a compressed cylindrical column. It's just in the form of a cylinder. And I'm cutting the spinal cord transversely. And if I take the section over here, right? If I just try to look after cutting how it will look like, you guys already know we have, yes, this anterior median fissure, the posterior median sulcus we have, right? From anterior to posterior, guys, right? This is like this, right? So I'm starting from very basics, guys. Please, uh, like be with me. Yes, हम लोग करेंगे यार. Like BD Chaurasia, any book, guys, you follow, they will have the same content. Obviously, the tracks won't change, guys. The tracks won't change. It will be same in every book wherever you are like following. So yes, can you tell me which matter is this, guys, which I'm drawing right now? Can you tell me which matter of the spinal cord is this? Yes. Which matter of the spinal cord is this which I'm drawing right now? Azan, good evening, beta. Yes, Azan, very good. It is the gray matter of the spinal cord. Yes, I think this is like you guys already know. This is the gray matter, right? And outside, yes, we have the white matter of the spinal cord. We have the white matter of the spinal cord. We already know. Inside we have the gray matter and outside is the white matter of the spinal cord. You already know this is posterior. Obviously this side is posterior, so it is posterior. It is just like a line, guys, so it is called as the posterior median because it is exactly in the midline, so it is posterior median sulcus. And anteriorly we have a slit like opening in the midline. in the midline, which we have discussed in yesterday also. And can anyone tell me what is this called as? Can anyone tell me what is this called as? Sandeep, yes, it is right. Sandeep, yes, it is right. Can anyone tell me what it is called as? The anterior wala part. Yes, it is in the midline, guys. Obviously, it will be named as anterior. Yes, we will have in the midline, it is median, and it is called as fissure. Anterior median fissure. Right? So that is something you guys already know, right? Yes. Shri Vaishnavi, very good, beta, very good. So that is something you guys already know. Now coming on to the white matter, guys, I'm specifically talking about the white matter. So please point down the areas which I will be highlighting. There are three columns, guys, in the white matter. There are three columns, guys, of the white matter that I will be like focusing over here. Yes, we have the three columns which I'm like highlighting in the yellow color, and it will be like on both the sides. It will be like on both the sides, guys, right? The one which is posteriorly placed, beta, the one which is posteriorly placed, okay, just based on the location, it is called as posterior column of the white matter. It is called as posterior column. The one which is laterally placed, it is called as the lateral column of the white matter. And one which is anteriorly placed, that is the anterior column of the white matter. Anterior column of the white matter. Yes, Henry, you are right. Anterior column of the white matter. So if we just talk about the posterior column, it is located between the posterior medial sulcus and the dorsal root. I mean the dorsal horn of the spinal cord, right? The dorsal horn. The lateral one, it is located like laterally between the dorsal and this ventral horn, right? The dorsal and the ventral horn of the gray matter, right? And the anterior column, it is located in between the ventral and the anterior median fissure. It is located in between the ventral and the anterior median fissure, right? Now, guys, today the topic that we are going to discuss over here, remember, guys, the posterior column will carry only ascending tracts only. And guys, you guys are going to tell me what is called as a tract. What is a tract, guys? Yesterday we have discussed the definition of a tract. Tract, lemniscus, bundles, fasciculus. What are these called as? What is the actually the composition of this tract? When I say tract, what comes into your mind, guys? So I want everyone to answer this question because we have already discussed this yesterday as well. Yes. Nerve fibers. Yes, neurons together. Okay. Which part of the neuron, guys? Which part of the neuron? Guys, you already know we have the cell body. Yes, we have the cell body and we have the axon. We have axon and we have cell body. Which part of the neuron? Which part of the neuron? Yes, Azan, very good. Yes. Samita, very good. Shakil, very good. Yes, it is the cell axon, guys. It is the axon. Azan, you are right, beta. We have like group of axons. We have like multiple cell bodies, and we have like axons, and these group of axons, it is called as the white matter, right? It is called as white matter. And white matter in central nervous system, yes, John, very good. In central nervous system, okay, central nervous system, I'm talking about the brain and spinal cord. I will be coming to the differences. So it is called as, like in brain and spinal cord, it is called as tracts. It is called as, yes, fasciculus or bundles, right? Or it is in brain, it is called as lemniscus, right? So that is the tracts, fasciculus, bundles, or lemniscus. I'm talking about the white matter, guys. The white matter, obviously this is the white matter, and that is actually the bundles or the collection of axons. Okay, that is actually the collection of axons, right? The collection of axons. I hope this is clear, guys. This is clear. So the posterior column will carry only the ascending tracts, right? Will only carry the ascending tracts. Remember the lateral column will be carrying both the tracts I will be discussing today. Yeah, both ascending and descending tracts. And remember the anterior column will be carrying, yes, descending tracts only. Descending tracts only. So our point of discussion today will be regarding this ascending tracts only. So I will be focusing on the posterior column of the white matter today. I will be focusing on the posterior column of the white matter today, right? So yes. So we have different types of tract, ascending tract, descending tracts, right? And associative tracts. Now, when I say ascending tracts, guys, what just comes to your mind? Which neuron will be present over here? Okay, in the reflex arc, guys, in the reflex arc, you already know we have this receptor. Okay, from the receptor we have this neuron. Okay, that is the sensory neuron, guys. That is the sensory neuron. And this sensory neuron, it is also called as afferent neuron. It is also called as afferent neuron. And it goes to the nerve center. We have two nerve centers in the body, the basic reflex arc. Nerve center is the brain and the spinal cord, right? From the brain and the spinal cord, obviously, it will come out and it will go to the effector. Effector. So this is the motor neuron. Motor neuron also called as the efferent neuron. Efferent neuron. So when I say ascending tracts only, guys, I am actually talking about the sensory tracts today. Okay, I am talking about the sensory tracts today, right? It carries the sensory impulses. It carries the sensory impulses, okay, from the spinal cord to the higher centers. Okay, from the no, it will come to the spinal cord. All the sensations I will be discussing about all those things from the spinal cord, it will go to the brain, to the higher centers in the brain. Okay, the midbrain, the thalamus, the cerebrum, right, everywhere. So that is related with the posterior column ascending tracts. These are the sensory tracts, or these are also called as the efferent tracts. These are also called as the efferent tracts, right? Efferent tracts, right? So we'll be like focusing on this efferent part, which is carrying the sensation. Is it clear, everyone? I hope this is clear. So this reflex arc is not as such important. Yeah. But the other points which I have mentioned on the screen, it's like important. So I will be focusing on this ascending tract today. Tomorrow I will be discussing about the descending tracts. So yes, just give me a thumbs up, guys, in the chat box if this is clear to everyone. Yes, just give me a thumbs up in the chat box if it is clear to everyone. Right, what we are going to discuss today, which area of the spinal cord we are focusing today. I hope this is clear. So I will be discussing one side only, the other side will like reflect in the same way. Samhita, Rajesh, Devraj, okay. Okay. Anterior means front, lateral side वाला और पीछे वाला posterior हो गया, ठीक है? So yes, now coming on to the ascending tracts of the spinal cord. Yes. Now put the heading as the ascending tracts of spinal cord. I will be drawing various diagrams today, guys. So please try to be with me. Yes, advertisements are annoying. That I can't help. Even when I'm looking at your chat, these advertisements are coming. So yes, I can't do anything with respect to that. But yeah, obviously, I promise you that once you like be with me throughout the lecture, you will learn a lot. All the concepts will be clear today. You will be drawing the diagrams with me, and like it would be like a piece of cake for you later on when you revise, like, right? So remember, guys, ascending tracts of the spinal cord. So yes, let us just try to first I will just try to know name these tracts on the basis of a simple diagram, guys, right? So yes. Now, guys, if I take the transverse section of the spinal cord, try to draw from the side, guys. I'm taking the spinal cord, guys, right? And I'm trying to take a transverse section. And I will be focusing, guys, over here on the ascending tracts only. So please just try to like Yes. I've been stuck on these tracks for a week now. Oh, okay. I will be like getting it. No problem how, but yeah. So just try to like draw this transfer section again, guys. Yes, and I think even not need to tell that the other parts of the spinal cord that are like being clear to you. Like let me draw a bit nicer, guys. Yes. So yes, guys. Now, this is you guys already know we have yes the gray matter of the spinal cord, and right now I'm like focusing on the white matter of the spinal cord. In between we have the central canal, so I'm like not focusing over here on this matter right now, right? So now guys, over here just try to see over here, guys. On the posterior side of this no ascending tract, right, we have a tract which is called as the dorsal column tract, right? We have a tract on the posterior side over here, and this is called as the dorsal column tract, which is divided into two regions, guys, which is divided into two regions, and that two regions are basically like, yeah, divided on the basis of the sensations they are carrying from. Not exactly the same. There will be some changes everywhere. Yesterday I have discussed there's maybe lateral horns present somewhere in the cervical region. It's not present, Azan, if you have attended yesterday's session. So remember, guys, the dorsal, on the dorsal side, obviously this is the dorsal side, guys. And yes, on the dorsal side, we have like two tracts bit over here. Like it's one only the dorsal column tract, but it has two components, guys, over here. It has two components, right? So one component, guys, remember it is called as, yes, fasciculus gracilis. Fasciculus gracilis. And the other one, it is called as fasciculus cuneatus. Fasciculus gracilis and fasciculus cuneatus. And remember, they both are the part of the dorsal column tract. They both are the part of the dorsal column tract. They both are the part of the dorsal column tract, right? So we have a tract in the white matter like posteriorly, that is called as the dorsal column tract, right? Okay, on the lateral side in the white matter, guys, we have like four tracts, guys. We have four tracts in the lateral side, guys, over here. Yes, Henry, yes, it's okay. Hello. So now, guys, over here, remember, we have one tract on the lateral part of the white matter over here. That is, you have to remember it is dorsal, and we have one tract in the anterior part also. Let me draw dorsal a little bit smaller because I have to mention like four tracts over here. Dorsal because it is posterior, like more posterior, and the other one, yes, this one will be anterior, guys. This one will be anterior. So remember, guys, this is called as the dorsal spinocerebellar tract. dorsal spinocerebellar tract, and the other one, it is located a little bit anteriorly, so it is called as ventral. Ventral means anterior, dorsal means posterior, just based on the location we are like classifying it as. So it is called as the ventral spinocerebellar tract. Cerebellar tract, right? Now we have two tracts which are located just below the ventral spinocerebellar tract. And remember, one tract, it is called as, yes, the spino-olivary tract. Spino-olivary tract. And one tract just behind it. Yes. It is called as the spinotectal tract. Please just write down the names over here right now. I will be like discussing all this in detail. Just try to write down the name. These tracks are just based on the names right over here. And in the front, we have like two tracks over here, guys. Yes. One tract, it is somewhat located over here, and one tract on the lateral side. So one tract which is located anteriorly, it is also called as the anterior, or it is also called as ventral spinothalamic tract. Spinothalamic tract. Yes. And this is like a little bit on the lateral side, so it is called as the lateral spinothalamic tract. Spinothalamic tract. Right? So these are the basic tracks that we have to discuss over here. That's the point of discussion of our lecture today, right? So that is the basic tract, guys. Now guys, over here. Now remember, guys, what these tracts are carrying, that is a keen point of like, see, dorsal column tract, it is of like two types, the fasciculus gracilis and fasciculus cuneatus. These are all the parts of the dorsal column tract. We have dorsal spinocerebellar tract, dorsal means posterior, ventral spinocerebellar tract, spino-olivary, spinotectal, lateral spinothalamic tract, and ventral or anterior spinothalamic tract. Now remember, guys, the sensations. Remember the sensations which are carried. That is something very, very important. The sensations carried over here. Now the fasciculus gracilis. Okay, the fasciculus gracilis and fasciculus cuneatus. Now this fasciculus gracilis basically will carry or it will carry the conscious proprioception. Conscious proprioception. Okay, fine touch. Fine touch. Now there are two types of touch, guys. We have two types of touch, guys. We have fine touch and crude touch. Crude is like a very light type of a touch, means but fine touch, it is basically harder touch, right? Crude is basically like tickling or something like that. That is crude touch. But over here I'm talking about the fine touch when you are aware of the stimulus, right? So that is the fine touch, guys, right? We have the vibrations. Okay, we have some sort of pressure over here, but for the pressure, it is not the actual tract, but yeah, pressure is also over here. And guys, we have like okay, stereognosis. Stereognosis. Okay, so yes, even the fasciculus cuneatus will be carrying this conscious proprioception, this fine touch, vibration, stereognosis. Stereognosis basically means ability to recognize the object like without, just by touching it, so yes, that is something, guys, you have to remember, that is actually carried out by one of the fibers over here. Yeah, so this fasciculus gracilis will carry this sensations will be carried from the lower limb, guys, from the lower limb or the lower half of the body. And the fasciculus cuneatus, the fibers will be carried from the upper limb of the body. From the upper limb of the body. Again, it makes sense, guys. Now, if you just try to see your own body, guys, if you see the lower limb, so obviously the fasciculus gracilis, which is carrying the fibers from the lower limb, it is actually occupying more center of the body, like the midline of the body, right? Just like the upper limb, guys. So the fasciculus, the lower limb fibers will be occupying the which part of the dorsal column tract first, exactly which is in the midline, because the lower limb is more closer to the midline as the upper limb, right? So yes, cuneatus, the fibers from the upper limb will come into the dorsal column tract, but obviously they will occupy a portion which is no towards the side, towards the lateral side, guys, right? So obviously the first one, which is closer to the midline, it is by this fasciculus gracilis only, right? And the other one, yeah, it is this, yeah. So if I ask you a question, guys, if I ask you a question over here, stereognosis, basically it is ability to know recognize the object just by touching it. So that will be the feature of upper limb or lower limb. Now just try to answer the question. Stereognosis basically means ability to know recognize the object without seeing it, just by touching. Now if I just want to teach you, stereognosis basically means ability to recognize object without seeing it. For example, if I know, if you hold a water bottle and if like your eyes are closed, you will be able to recognize it. So it's how can you recognize this? With the help of your hands, and hands are a part of upper limb only. So stereognosis is basically the fibers will be carried only by the fasciculus cuneatus. Obviously by the lower limb you cannot like not touch and feel. It's only the upper limb parts, no, you can touch the object and you can feel it, right, without seeing it, just by touching, right? So that is the sensations which are now carried out by the fasciculus gracilis and fasciculus cuneatus. Now guys, remember the yes, the spinocerebellar tract, right? Spinocerebellar tract, they are carrying unconscious proprioception, right? Hmm. So remember, guys, these both the tracts, they are carrying this unconscious proprioception. Unconscious proprioception, right? Now, again, the spinal ovary tract, guys, it also carries the proprioceptive, yeah, the impulses, right? It carries the proprioceptive impulses. Yes, yes. And the spinotectal tract, guys, it is basically no. Spinal tectal tract, it is again the pain, touch, and temperature from the spinal pain, touch, yeah, temperature from the spinal cord to the tectum of the midbrain. Tectal means basically it's a part of the midbrain, guys. So we'll be like focusing on that, right? So they are carrying the unconscious proprioception, right? Yes, unconscious proprioception. The lateral spinothalamic tract, guys, the lateral spinothalamic tract basically carries pain and temperature, pain and temperature. And the anterior or the ventral spinothalamic tract basically carries crude touch. I've already told you the difference between crude touch and fine touch. Fine touch, it is more like harder, more heavier. Crude touch is like basically very, very lighter touch. Okay, if just like the tickling or itching, like when you know the sensations are not so hard, right? So that is the crude touch, or I can say the light touch. Heavy touch, it is something which is called as the fine touch. Crude touch and pressure, guys. Pressure, the main pressure, it is basically carried out by the ventral spinothalamic tract. Ventral spinothalamic tract. So that is again, guys, in short about the tracts of the ascending tracts of the spinal cord, and the, yeah, the sensations that they are carrying, the sensations that they are carrying. So I hope this is clear to everyone, guys. Just give me a thumbs up in the chat box. Please just try to give me a thumbs up in the chat box. Yes, Henry, Rajesh. Okay, okay. I hope you all are drawing along with me. I hope you all are drawing along with me, guys. Yes. Now I will be talking about their yes, ending also. So yes, Henry, Rajesh, what about rest, guys? Are all alive in the class? Rest students are alive or like slept? Hmm. Okay. Now अपर लिम कहाँ गया यार बीच में? हाँ चलो वो ठीक है. Okay, okay. Now let us start with the first. I will be discussing about this. Okay, let us point our discussion about the lateral and the ventral spinothalamic tract today. The lateral and the ventral spinothalamic tract. I will be discussing this in detail, guys. So the lateral spinothalamic tract basically carries pain and temperature. So I will be discussing the tract over here right now. Okay. Now let us just try to see over here, or I will simply name it as the spinothalamic tract. The spinothalamic tract. Spinothalamic, more commonly, I will be discussing right now the lateral spinothalamic tract, right? The lateral spinothalamic tract, and I would request you guys to draw the diagram like from below, right? From below, we will go upwards. So please, like try to draw the diagram from the lower part, right? Try to draw the diagram for the from the lower part, right? Now, guys, firstly, you should know we are taking the transverse section of the spinal cord over here, right? We are taking the transverse section of the spinal cord. So, yes, I will be like discussing each track in detail. So, I will be discussing as on one by one all the tracks, like, so no need to worry. Whatever the main tracks are the point of discussion today, I will be discussing it. So, absolutely no need to worry. Let us, for the lateral spinothalamic tract, Azan, can you answer me which sensations it is like carrying? Which sensation? I have just told you right now. So you just keep on answering. You will be revising with me. Yes. Okay, Mayor. Thank you so much for your love. Yeah. Yes, pain and temperature. Osama, very good. It is the pain and temperature. Yes, Osama, very good. Yes, it is pain and temperature. I will be focusing on one side, guys. Otherwise, it's like same on both the sides. So yes, please try to like learn from one side, and it will be like be easier to go from the other sides as well. Yes, Samita, Rajesh, it is pain and temperature. Pain and temperature. Now, guys. So lateral spinothalamic tract, I can also say it as pain and temperature pathway. Pain and temperature pathway, right? Pain and temperature pathway. Now, guys, this is the spinal cord, right? This is the spinal cord, and you guys are very well aware. Yes. This is which matter of the spinal cord, guys? Yes, you already know this. This is the central canal. Yes. You already know. I've just tried to draw a little bigger over here just to show you guys the nucleus also, right? Now, for pain and temperature, we have three receptors, guys. Can anyone tell me, like, okay, for pain, we have one receptor. Yes, pain and temperature. Asan, very good, very good, very good. Now, again, there are certain rules, guys, that you have to remember. Okay, any sensory pathway or any afferent pathway, guys, any afferent pathway, basically you have to remember three things over here. Whenever we are talking about any afferent pathway or sensory pathway, there are three orders of neuron, right? Now, when I say, yeah, there are three order of neurons, right? Or yes, I can simply say the three neurons. The three neurons, guys. We have first order neuron, we have second order neuron, and we have third order neuron, right? We have third order neuron. We have like basically three neurons that I will be participating. The first neuron in every pathway, guys, in every pathway will be the dorsal root ganglion. The dorsal root ganglion. Now, you guys are going to tell me what is ganglion. We have discussed it yesterday, guys. We have discussed what is a ganglion, guys. Yellow crude touch and fine touch. देखो fine touch, it is basically a heavier touch. When I'm touching you like this heavily, so it is like you recognize the stimulus, right? And crude touch is a very light touch. For example, a feather fall on your shoulders. So that is like crude touch with very light touch, guys, right? So I hope it's clear, Yellow, right? Where the sensations are not यस कलेक्शन ऑफ द सेल बॉडी इन द पेरिफेरल नर्वस सिस्टम. मैंने बताया था ना कि ये जो है ये सेल बॉडीज होती है. सेल बॉडी सेल बॉडी सेल बॉडीज. अगर सिर्फ सेल बॉडीज का कलेक्शन है, सिर्फ सेल बॉडीज का कलेक्शन है इन पेरिफेरल नर्वस सिस्टम. पेरिफेरल नर्वस सिस्टम में क्या है? नर्व्स है. पेरिफेरल नर्वस सिस्टम में क्या है? नर्व्स है. तो उसको हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं? गैंग्लिया. क्या बोलते हैं? गैंग्लिया. ठीक है, दैट इज कॉल्ड एज गैंग्लिया, right? So that is something you have to remember. First order neuron, it is always the dorsal root ganglion, right? It is always carrying the impulses from the receptor to the spinal cord, right? So let us just try to draw it, guys. So this is the transverse section of the spinal cord. So this is the spinal cord that we have drawn, right? And you already know we have like three receptors, guys, over here. Okay, if we talk about pain, guys, for pain we have a receptor called as the roof. Okay, free naked nerve endings are there. So if we just talk about the receptors, yes, so I will be like drawing it with, okay, yeah, for the pain, let us take the green color. Yeah, now you already know, yeah, we have the, yes, we have receptors for pain, and these are actually the free nerve endings, right? We have the free nerve endings. Free nerve endings. So I'm over here talking about the receptors, guys. So the very first thing, it is the receptors which will perceive the stimulus, free nerve endings, right? And that is for, yes, you already know, it is for pain. Free nerve endings for pain. Free naked nerve endings for pain, right? Now, again, I'm taking two more receptors over here for, okay, temperature. Yeah, you already know. Yes. For heat, guys, yes, for heat, you already know we have like, for heat, we have this. In temperature, basically, we have heat and we have cold, right? We have heat and we have cold, right? For heat, we have like, yes, Ruffini organ. Yes, we have Ruffini organ for heat. The receptors are these Ruffini organs. And for cold, guys, yes, for cold, guys, we have this cross organ. For cold, we have this cross organ for cold. Heat and cold again are the temperature things, and the pain, for the pain, we guys have this the free nerve endings or the free naked nerve endings are there, right? So guys, you can easily see over here, this is for the cold part, right? This is for the cold part, right? Now guys, these all are like the receptors, right? They all are combining. I mean, I'm just taking a combination, guys, because obviously they'll for pain it will have like, so they have the same pathway, guys. So I am just taking the first order neurons, and you guys already know about these first order neurons, right? Yes, you already know about these first order neurons. I'm just combining them, guys, because yes, you already know about these first order neurons, and these are nothing but, yes, the dorsal root ganglion, right? These are the dorsal root ganglion, right? So they will carry these no impulses from these receptors to the, which matter of the spinal cord over here, guys? Try to comment in the chat box which matter of the spinal cord it is going in. Which matter of the spinal cord it is going in. Like it has, like obviously I've just combined it just to show you. For all the three, they have the same pathway. Yes, it is going to the gray matter. Very good, Azan. It is going to the gray matter. And in the gray matter, guys, we have a nucleus, guys. We have a nucleus. Yes. So they are entering into the dorsal horn of the spinal cord. It is entering into the dorsal horn of the spinal cord. So this is the first neuron, guys, which is taking the sensation from the receptor, and it is taking to, yes, Osama, very good. It is taking to the gray matter of the spinal cord. So I can easily say that this dorsal root ganglion, it is the first order neuron. It is, yes, the first order neuron. Please try to label it side by side because it will make like your work easy. Okay, it is the first order neuron, guys, the dorsal root ganglion. Dorsal means because obviously this is the anterior side of the spinal cord, this is the posterior side. Posterior side we have a horn, that is the dorsal horn of the spinal cord, and that's why the ganglia over here, it is the dorsal root ganglion. And this dorsal root ganglion we have already discussed yesterday. It is basically a unipolar neuron, a pseudo unipolar neuron. Okay, it is having a unipolar neuron, guys, right? One towards the receptor part, right, the axonic part, and one like carrying the central impulses. Yes, the dendritic part. We have discussed this unipolar neuron. Anyways, you're gonna discuss this in physiology. So yes, the first order neuron is the dorsal root neuron. Now they will end into the, okay, which horn of the gray matter? It is the, like the dorsal horn of the gray matter, right? Dorsal horn of the spinal cord, and the nucleus, which is no present over here. And you guys already know the name of the nucleus, which I think Rajesh, Samhita Rajesh has already commented. That is substantia gelatinosa beta over here. Substantia gelatinosa. So remember, guys, over here the nucleus which is now responsible for this particular information, it is substantia gelatinosa. Substantia gelatinosa. We have discussed this nucleus yesterday also, guys. Substantia gelatinosa. If you just remember, I will just try to show you what we have discussed yesterday. This substantia gelatinosa, it is for pain and temperature. It is on the more dorsal aspect of the this the dorsal horn of the spinal cord, right? The substantia gelatinosa. So it is the, yes, yes, so it is the nucleus. So the first order nucleus, I mean the first order neurons, that is the dorsal root ganglion, will be ending at the level of this substantia gelatinosa. So this is going to be the end of the first order neuron. This is going to be the end of the first order neuron. And second order neuron will start from substantia gelatinosa. It will start from substantia gelatinosa, guys, and now it's the property of the no substantia gelatinosa. It can differentiate between this temperature and the pain, right? So it is the property of the substantia gelatinosa that it can differentiate between this pain, temperature, and the other aspects also. Now the second order neuron has a property, guys, over here. The second order neuron can decussate. Now, what is meant by decussation, guys? What is meant by decussation? Now, What is meant by decussation, guys? Yes, can anyone tell me what is meant by decussation? Now from here, yes, crisscross. Very good, very good, Osama, very good. From the substantia gelatinosa, the second order neurons will begin, and this will come into the lateral part of the spinal cord. Crisscross means neuron was on the right side earlier. Now this neuron came on to left side. This is something called as decussation. इसको हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं? Decussation. Neuron right side पे था and it came on to the left side, right? So it was on one side, it came on to the other side. That is simply the crisscross of two tracks. Yes, Azan, Samantha, Chips, very good, very good. Now, guys, this decussation is occurring at the level of what? It is occurring at the level of spinal cord only, and it is coming to which area of the white matter? Can anyone tell me it is coming to which area of the white matter? Now, this neuron, I'm carrying it to which area of the white matter? It is posterior, anterior, or lateral? चलो जल्दी से बताओ. It is coming into the yes, it is coming into which area of the white matter? Yes, the lateral column. Yes, Samita Asan, very good. It is coming onto the lateral column of the white matter. And remember, this is something which is called as the lateral spinothalamic tract. And this will not again end here. It will now try to go up, guys. It will try to go up. It will try to ascend upward in the same way, guys. It will try to ascend upward in the same way. But let me just label it over here. This is called as the lateral spinothalamic tract. The spinothalamic tract. And this lateral spinothalamic tract, you guys are going to answer me. This is which type of neuron? This is which type of neuron? Like first order or second order? Now it is, yes, first order or second order? Yes, it is coming. Yes, Chips, very good. It is the second order neuron. It is second order neuron. Again, a key point that has to remember, like you guys have to remember, only the second order neurons have the property of decussation. Only the second order neuron can decussate. First order and third order neurons cannot decussate. John, very good. Osama, very good. Asan, very good. First order and second order cannot decussate, guys. It cannot decussate. Now, this lateral spinothalamic tract, it is ascending upwards, guys. It is ascending upwards, right? It is ascending upwards at different levels. First, above the spinal cord, you already know we have drawn the diagram of the brain yesterday. We will have something called as, yes, I will be like mentioning it over here so that you understand the parts of the brain stem, guys. Can anyone tell me the parts of the brain stem, guys? Yes, the parts of the brain stem. So it will be ascending at different levels. First, it will be medulla oblongata, right? Medulla oblongata. Then, okay, let me just draw it a little bit more. Yes. Then we have, yes, everyone is right. Osama, Chips, Azan, very good. Then we have this, yes, pons, and then, yeah, I'm just trying to make it more simpler, guys, because I don't want you to like draw something very fancy. Yes, and the third one, that is midbrain. So these are the parts of the brain stem. These are the parts of the brain stem. Now, as soon as it reaches the level of the brain stem, guys, as soon as it reaches the level of the brain stem, this lateral spinothalamic tract, it is given a special name. Okay, it is given a special name, right? It is given a special name. And yeah, I just wanted to mention it. This is given a special name. This is called as, yes, the lateral, okay, it is called not the lateral one. Yeah, it is the spinal lemniscus. This is nothing but the spinal lemniscus. It is again guys, that we have to remember over here, key at different levels it is given different names, right? In the spinal cord it is called as the spinothalamic tract, but as soon as it reaches the level of the brain stem, at the level of the brain stem, we call it as, yes, the spinal it is called as lemniscus. Now, spinal lemniscus will be first order, second order, or third order neuron, guys. Now, comment in the chat box, everyone. Spinal lemniscus will be first order, second order, or third order neuron. चलो फटाफट से बताओ. Yes, it is second order only, guys, because it is like the continuation. Spinal cord के level पे हम उसको spinothalamic tract बोल रहे हैं. मिड ब्रेन के लेवल को उसको नया नाम दे दिया, that is lemniscus. एक्चुअल में ये है क्या? What is this lemniscus, guys? What is this lemniscus? It is cell body or it is axon? चलो फटाफट से बता दो. अब देखो लेटरल स्पाइनोथैलेमिक ट्रैक्ट व्हाइट मैटर है. व्हाइट मैटर मतलब एक्सॉन ही हुआ, ठीक है? एक्सॉन ही हुआ, कलेक्शन ऑफ एक्सॉन्स इन, तो उसको व्हाइट मैटर ही बोल रहे हैं. लेमनिस्कस भी कलेक्शन ऑफ एक्सॉन्स. या ओसामा, वेरी गुड. संदीप, वेरी गुड. सो दैट इज जस्ट द डिफरेंट नेम एट डिफरेंट लेवल्स. Different name at different levels. Now from the spinal lemniscus, I mean from this, guys, from this, what will happen? What will happen? It will try to reach the thalamus now. Yesterday we have discussed the different parts, right? We have discussed the different parts, guys. Just want to revise this once. If you like don't confuse, please learn from the basics. Very important. So we have medulla oblongata over here, right? We have the medulla oblongata. We have the pons, you have the midbrain, then it will reach the thalamus part, diencephalon or the thalamus part, guys, right? So yes, it will reach the thalamus part now, thalamus, right? So let us just try to draw the thalamus in the diagram so that it's become more easier and clear, guys. Let us just try to draw the thalamus over here. Yeah. Now these are the thalamus, right? The thalamus, and it will now be ending into one nucleus of the thalamus, and the highest sensory nucleus in the thalamus over here, and that is yes. Over here we have a nucleus, guys, in the thalamus. So this is exactly at the level of the thalamus, which will now relay over here. And this is the nucleus which is present over here, that is called as, yes, PLVN, that is nothing but the posterolateral ventral nucleus of thalamus. Posterolateral ventral nucleus of thalamus. Posterolateral ventral nucleus of thalamus. So this spinal lemniscus will be ending at this particular level, at the posterolateral ventral nucleus of the thalamus. Yes, posterolateral ventral nucleus of the thalamus. So guys, remember we have like two nucleuses in the thalamus. If I just want to tell you guys, we have like two nucleus in the thalamus, that is PLVN, right? The posterolateral ventral nucleus. And yes, we have, yeah, again we have another nucleus, that is VPM, or this posterolateral ventral nucleus, it is also called as the VPL nucleus. Again the same thing, ventro-posterolateral nucleus. Ventro-posterolateral nucleus. Again the same thing, ventral posterolateral. And one nucleus that we have in the thalamus, it is, yes, VPM nucleus, that is ventro-posteromedial nucleus, right? So yes, so guys, remember over here I am writing ventro-posterolateral nucleus. Guys, again you have to remember the function of this nucleus, very important. When I'm telling VPL, this L, basically you have to think about the lower part of the body below this particular part, that is the mouth. VPM is basically, you can just remember by the term mouth, and L you can remember lower. So lower to the mouth, all the sensations will be coming to this particular nucleus, that is VPL, that is VPL, ventroposterolateral. And if I talk about the facial part, okay, the facial part, if I'm talking about not the taste sensation, it is just in the mouth, the trigeminal nerve. So it will go to which nucleus? Ventroposteromedial nucleus. But below the mouth, all the sensations will be coming to this posterolateral ventral nucleus, or I can simply say ventroposterolateral nucleus, one of the same things, right? So I'm taking the sensation like below the mouth, right? So that is something that you have to remember. That is something that you have to remember, guys, over here, right? So it is coming to the thalamus, and from the thalamus, guys, remember we have the, yes, the third order neurons will be over here. Yes, above the thalamus, it will be going to, yes, the internal capsule or the sensory cortex of the brain, right? The sensory cortex of the brain. So remember, I'm just trying to draw that. Yes, we have the sensory cortex, sensory cortex of the brain. And remember the sensory cortex, it is 3, 1, and 2. I will be coming to this Brodmann's classification, guys, later on. And from here, we will have the origin of which order neurons, guys, which will be radiating like this. That is why these neurons are called as corona radiata. Which neurons are these which are going to the sensory cortex present in the, yes, the cerebral part? Yes. Yes, Osama, very good. It is the third order neurons which will be going on over here, the sensory cortex. And these are collectively called as the corona radiata. Corona radiata, and this is nothing but the third order neurons. The third order neurons. The third order neurons. So that is something you have to remember. These are like radiating into the sensory cortex. The Brodmann's classification, I will be coming to this above the cerebral part. So that is the third order neurons. So yes, the termination, basically it is the fibers of the sensory radiation. They reach the sensory area, that is the 312 in the post-central gyrus, that is the of the parietal lobe basically. So this is the lateral spinothalamic tract. Did you understood this, guys? Just give me a thumbs up in the chat box if you understood this, guys, for pain and temperature pathway, or I simply say the lateral spinothalamic pathway. Yes, everyone is right. Sandeep, Azan, very good. Did you understood this? Yes, Samita Rajesh says yes. These pathways are very important. That's why I've not taken diagram from. Yeah, it is corona radiata. I will be writing it. Yeah, I will be sharing it in my Telegram group. Yeah, no worry. I will be sharing the link after this, right? So I hope this is clear, guys. Yes. Yeah, are the areas of the brain. These are the Brodmann's classification. I will be starting with the brain part. So no need to worry, Sandeep, if you don't know it right now. Just as of now, mention it. And when I will be discussing the parts of the cerebral cortex and cerebral hemispheres, so I will be like teaching all this in detail. No need to worry. Apart from that, you have a picture now from receptors, how it is going into the spinal cord, how decussation takes place, what are first order neurons, second order, third order neurons, which nucleus is where, which receptors are where. So I hope this is clear, guys. To everyone, just give me a thumbs up if it is clear. If it is clear, just give me a thumbs up, guys, if you understand this, what we have drawn right now. Sure, I'm waiting for your thumbs up, guys. Yes, Smita Rajesh, Azan, very good, Peter. Now, guys, coming on to, yeah, we have discussed the the lateral spinothalamic tract for pain and temperature, done. Anterior or ventral spinothalamic tract for touch and majority for like the pressure, right? So I will be like focusing on the touch pathway right now, right? The touch pathway, right? Now, what is happening over here? Again, the story is same. Hmm. Now, again, the story is same, guys. Again, the story is same. Now we are going to discuss the ventral spinothalamic tract, right? Okay, so yes, can anyone tell me, okay, for touch, for pressure, we have which nucleus, guys? We have which nucleus for touch and pressure in the gray matter of the spinal cord? Yes, we have which nucleus, guys? It is nucleus proprius. It is nucleus proprius, guys. So I am talking about which touch over here, guys. Now I will be talking about the crude touch, right? I will be, yeah, talking about the crude touch over here. I'm not talking about the fine touch, right? Yes. So remember, I'm talking about the crude touch over here. And which nucleus is responsible for it? Yes, that is the nucleus proprius. Okay. So let us just try to draw it in a very simple way, guys, right? If I simply say it as the touch pathway, or I can simply say it as the simple or crude touch, or I can simply say it as the anterior or ventral spinothalamic tract. Ventral spinothalamic tract. Ventral or spinothalamic tract. It is clear, guys, right? It is clear. I hope it is clear. Right? Again, the same story, guys. Again, the same story. We have to draw the same diagram again. But believe me, once you draw it, the things become like more easier, more clear to you guys. And this time I will be like writing in short so that you guys are already aware of the basic part, right? I'm talking about the crude touch. So basically we have the following receptors. This is the spinal cord, right? I'm writing in short. This is the transverse section of the spinal cord. And guys, we have the receptors over here. Yes, we have the receptors over here. And can anyone tell me the receptors for the crude touch? Yes, yes. Remember, guys, we have like, yes, Merkel's corpus cells. We have these, yes. You can just draw like this. Yes, we have this Merkel's corpus cells. Okay, we have these corpus cells, Merkel's corpus cells. We have the Meissner's corpus cells, Meissner's corpus cells, and we have like a tuft of bonnet over here. Yes, these are the names, guys. You just have to remember as of now. We have a tuft of bonnet over here. And these are nothing but the receptors for the crude touch. These are receptors of this crude touch. So obviously they will be entering into the spinal cord via dorsal column, right? Right. And this is, yes, I'm like taking it as once. And can you tell me this is which order neuron, guys? This is which order neuron? Anyone in the chat box? Can anyone tell me this is which order neuron? It is the dorsal root ganglion. Dorsal root ganglion. And can anyone tell me which order neuron it is? Yes, Osama, very good. It is the first order neuron. It is the first order neuron. It is the first order neuron, guys, right? It is the first order neuron. Anterior ventrospinal thalamic tract. We have the touch wala pathway, and it is the first order neuron, right? Yes, Henry, Samita, Sandeep, Asan, very good, guys. Now, over here, for the touch, the first order neurons, basically, they will be entering, yes, into this, what we say, the dorsal horn of the spinal cord. and over here they will be ending into one of the nucleus over here. Can you tell me the name of the nucleus, guys, over here? Yes, this nucleus, that is called as the nucleus proprius. Nucleus proprius, that is for, yes, this touch. Nucleus proprius, right? And from this nucleus proprius, what will happen? The second order neuron will start. The second order neuron will start, and this time it will be coming into which part of the spinal cord, guys? It will be coming into which part of the spinal cord? Tell me. You already know. You already know it is coming into which part, guys? It's not going on to the lateral part. It is coming into which part, guys? Yes, the ventral column, guys. It's coming into the ventral column. Yes, that's why this neuron will be named as, yes, एंटीरियर पार्ट बेटा, एंटीरियर ट्रांसफर सेक्शन में दिस द एंटीरियर साइड, पीछे वाला पोस्टीरियर, तभी तो पिछले वाले को डॉर्सल बोलते हैं. डॉर्सल मींस पोस्टीरियर ओनली, राइट? So yes, it is the anterior spinothalamic tract, and this will be ascending at the level like this. Yes, it will be ascending like this only. At this level only, it will be like ascending over here. So this is nothing but, yes, you already know the name, anterior spinothalamic tract. Anterior spinothalamic tract, or it is also called as the ventral spinothalamic tract. Now this will be which order neuron, guys? This will be which order neuron, guys? Yes, from the nucleus proprius it has started. This will be which order neuron, guys? Yes. Osama, very good. It is the second order neuron. It is second order neuron. It is second order neuron, right? It is the second order neuron. Now, yes, it is the second order neuron. Now this tract will be joining one tract in the midbrain. I mean, the brain stem basically, right? So I'm just not drawing that over here. Yes, we have the different levels of the brain stem, right? So I'm not drawing it over here. But remember, guys, this will be like joining one of the tracts. So this tract basically joins the medial lemniscus. What is this medial lemniscus? We will be discussing in another diagram. Lemniscus. And this lemniscus, basically the word basically comes from, you already know, we have the different parts of the, like, the brain stem, right? We have the pons. Okay, we have the, yes, the medulla below it. Medulla. And above we have this, yes, the midbrain. The midbrain. So that is the brain stem, right? So yes, so this is something which will join the medial lemniscus. The anterior spinothalamic tract will be joining the medial lemniscus at the three different levels, guys. Yes, the medulla, the midbrain, right? And it will be again reaching into, okay, which part now? You already know. It will be reaching into the, yes, the thalamus, right? It will be reaching into the thalamus. So we have like two parts of the thalamus over here. Again, in the thalamus, we have this nucleus, guys, that is called as the VPL nucleus, right? The VPL, ventro postero lateral nucleus in the thalamus. And this is what? This is, yes, you already know this is the thalamus, right? This is the thalamus. And this particular, the medial lemniscus will go and like will end over here. It will end over here, right? It will go and end over here. And from here, guys, you already know the topmost part. Yes, that is the, yeah, the sensory cortex. the sensory cortex. Again, it is same for both the pathways, right? It is like 3, 1 and 2. Yes, the sensory cortex, right? The 3, 1 and 2, the Broadman's classification, right? So it will be ending in the form of these radiations. That's why it is called as like the corona radiata. That's why it is like called as these corona radiata, guys, right? So these are like radiating like this. So that's why these are called as corona radiata. And these are nothing but which the third order neurons. The third order neurons. Corona radiata is not just these ascending neurons. They are also the descending neurons which are coming from the brain, right? So that is something you have to clear it off. It is not always the ascending tract. It is descending tract also, which is referred to as this corona radiata. So these are the third order neurons. So that is the termination over here in the sensory area in the post central gyrus. So that is about the touch pathway, guys. I hope this is clear, guys. Both the pathways are clear. Both the pathways are clear to everyone. Just give me a thumbs up, guys, if you understood this pathway. Yes, radiata. Yes, yes. I hope if it is clear, guys, just give me a thumbs up if this pathway is clear. Sure. Sure. Very good. Very good, guys. Perfect. Perfect. Osama, Rajesh, Julang. Very good. What about rest, guys? You all are alive, attending the session? Yes. Now, if I ask you, which order neuron has the property of decussation? First order, second order, or third order? Tell me in the chat box. Azan, very good. Which order neuron has the property of decussation? Means it's on the right side, it can go on to the left side. It can crisscross. So, yes, which order neurons? Hmm. It's the second order neurons only. It's the second order. Sandeep, Azan, Osama, very good. Samhita, John, Henry, Shoaib, Julang, very good, very good. Now, guys, so let me ask you a question. If there is an injury to this part, if there is injury to this part of no the lemniscus, which part of the body will be affected? Now let us suppose this is which part, guys? This is let us suppose this is the left part. Which part of the body will be affected? Chalo batao. Again, use your brains and tell me, guys. Contralateral. अगर ये लेफ्ट पार्ट है तो कौन सा है? लेफ्ट पार्ट ये अफेक्ट होगा या राइट होगा? Hasan says right side. Right, Chips, John, right, Osama, contralateral part. Why? Why, guys? संदीप हाँ ठीक है राइट है ऑब्वियसली ऑब्वियसली गाइस खुद देखो ना कि सेकंड ऑर्डर न्यूरॉन्स जो हैं दे हैव स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम राइट साइड ओनली ना यस डेक्यूसेशन हैज ऑलरेडी अकर्ड आई मीन इट हैज ऑलरेडी स्टार्टेड फ्रॉम द राइट साइड तो ऑब्वियसली जब फ्रैक्चर वो कुछ होगा इंजरी होगी तो ऑब्वियसली बात है कि वही वाला पार्ट it will be getting no affected. Yes, right. Now, hmm. Yes, because of decussation. Yes, you're all right. You all are right. Now, guys, I will be talking about this dorsal column tract now. Okay, we have discussed this two parts. Now I will be focusing on this dorsal column tract. I mean, I will be talking about the fasciculus gracilis and the fasciculus cuneatus now. So just try to look at these two pathways together and I will be drawing one single diagram and I will be like trying to explain you guys with the help of that particular diagram. So put the heading guys as the dorsal column tract. The dorsal, yes, let me just put the heading. It can be like in any way they can ask you. It is the dorsal column tract or these are also referred to as the proprioceptive pathways to cerebral cortex, right? they are carrying the conscious proprioception, right? I have already told you they are carrying the conscious proprioception, the fine touch, the vibrations, the stereognosis by the upper limb, right? Ability to recognize the object. So conscious proprioception, or I can simply say that it is the proprioceptive pathway. It is proprioceptive pathway to cerebral cortex. To cerebral cortex. Right? These are, yes, proprioception, huh? Conscious proprioception and unconscious proprioception, right? Can anyone tell me the difference between the conscious and the unconscious proprioception? I assume that you guys know, but let me have it if you guys know it or not. Now again, okay, let us first, yes. Can you later tell me what could be the scenario reason for second order? Second order beta, it has already started from the right side. अगर ऊपर जाके damage हो रहा है, obviously the decussation has taken place. Contralateral side will be affected. Now, let us start with, okay. We have the three receptors for proprioceptive pathway, guys. Again, if you know the receptors, I hope it will be like, okay. Let me draw the spinal cord over here, and please just try to like draw it very from below, guys, because I will be yes, I will be drawing the, yes, yes, the gray matter of the spinal cord, and yes. I'm not audible, guys. Am I not audible? Please let me know if I'm not audible. It's audible now. I'm audible. Yeah, please check from your end, Azan. Yes. Now I'm talking about the dorsal column tract. So we have like, yes, the two parts of the dorsal column tract. The median one, which is closer to the midline, it is basically the sensations which are carried from the lower limb. Yes, the sensations which are carried from the lower limb. And the later one, it is basically the sensations carried from the upper limb, right? We have fasciculus gracilis and fasciculus cuneatus, right? So that is something you already know. So this is, yes, the yellow part, it is, which is closer to the midline, it is fasciculus, yes, gracilis, yes, and we have fasciculus cuneatus, this green one, right? Fasciculus cuneatus. Now we have three receptors, guys. The three receptors that I will be like focusing over here. The three receptors which I like to focus over here. Yes. The first one, it is called as, yes. Yes, guys, remember the first one, it is called as the Pacinian corpus cells. Yes, we have the Pacinian corpus cells. Yes, we have these corpus cells, right? Now it is the connective tissue between the muscles, no, the Pacinian corpus cells. It is in the connective tissues which are present between the muscles around capsules of the joint. So here these receptors are located, right? We also have, yes. Okay, what has happened? We also have these muscle spindles, right? We also have these muscle spindles. Yes, we also have these muscle spindles. Muscle spindles, and you already know the muscle spindles are the ones. Yes, muscle spindles which are actually present in the skeletal muscles. I know there are some students who want to distract by these. Yes, they are present in the skeletal muscles, and we have also the tendon spindles, guys, right? We have these tendon spindles, right? I'm not able like drawing everything right now. So these basically we have these tendon spindles which are present in the tendons, right? Tendons are the ones which, yes, help in the connection of the muscle to the bone, right? So we have the tendon spindles. I will just try to be with me. I will be completing in another 10 days because there are so many things, but I'm like trying to make it more easy. The simplest thing which I can do, like I'm drawing it for you, I'm making it technically correct so that you can know just learn it, and you guys will be like able to draw this, then it will be like way easy for you to write also. Yes. Now from this guys, you already know. From this, you already know we have this. Yes. Now, the first order neurons again will remain the same. Can anyone tell me what are the first order neurons in every case, guys? Can anyone tell the first order neurons? These are the dorsal root ganglions. Okay, these are the dorsal, yes, yes. We have the dorsal root ganglions, right? We have the dorsal root ganglions. One going to the fibers coming from the, yes, the lower limb. Yes, the dorsal root ganglion. Everyone is right. Samita, Shakil, very good. And the fibers also they are coming from. Let me just take another pen. If it is from the lower half of the body, it is from the. Okay, let us like if this is these fibers are from the upper limb, right? Okay. Let me use this pen only. Yeah, if the fibers are from the lower limb, right? This the lower limb, or I can just mention it over here. Hmm. The lower limb, or the fibers can also come from the upper limb as well. So the fibers can also come from, yes, the upper limb as well. And they will go into which part? That is fasciculus cuneatus. So this is from the upper limb. This is from the upper limb. Fibers from the upper limb, right? And these both are nothing but these are the dorsal root ganglion. I'm writing DRG, or let me just write it. No, no, no. That is something as and you have to understand right now. I will be talking about like 85% fibers, like they are going into this. 85% fibers are going into the white matter only. They are not going into the they are going. I will be teaching you. Just wait for 5 more minutes. Let me just complete this diagram. Yes. Hmm. So they are basically, remember guys, these are nothing but the dorsal root ganglion. Dorsal root ganglion. They are entering into the white matter directly. And remember, these are the first order neurons. These are the first order neurons. And in the white matter guys, in the white matter, obviously, can first order neuron decussate? My question to everyone over here, can first order neuron decussate, guys? Just let me know in the chat box. Right. No, obviously. Azan says no, obviously. So they will continue on the same side or on the opposite side? They will continue on the same side or on the opposite side. They have not been into the gray matter. They are still in the white matter. The lower limb fibers, they are going to the fasciculus gracilis because they are like more towards the midline than the upper limb. Then we have the fasciculus cuneatus. So they will continue on the same side, guys. Obviously, they will be continuing on the same side. They will be continuing on the same side, right? So obviously they will be continuing on the same side like this. Yes. Now what is the name given to these neurons once they reach the spinal cord, the dorsal root ganglion reach the spinal cord? Again, they will be given the same name, guys. Again, they will have the same name. This one will be the fasciculus gracilis only. Okay, fasciculus gracilis only. And this will be, yes, this one will be fasciculus cuneatus only. This will be fasciculus cuneatus only. Right, John? Everyone is right. Everyone is right. This will be fasciculus cuneatus only. Now, guys. Now to decussate, guys, they have to like no go. Okay, the first order neurons we already know they cannot decussate, guys. Right now, for the decussation, we have to relay this first order neuron and the structure which will be no reaching over here. That is called as the medulla oblongata. Right, they will be reaching the medulla oblongata first. So this is nothing but the medulla oblongata, and medulla oblongata will be having two nucleus over here. The medulla oblongata will be finding the two nucleus over here, guys, that you will like see over here. One nucleus will be nucleus gracilis and the other nucleus will be nucleus cuneatus. Right, so these two will be like ending into the medulla oblongata and they will like relay over here. They will relay the information over here. Obviously, in the medulla oblongata, basically it is called as the nucleus. Right, so obviously this is okay. This is which nucleus, guys, over here? Again, by the name only. Yes, if I just want to name it, guys, we have this nucleus over here, that is nucleus gracilis, and we have this nucleus over here, that is nucleus cuneatus. Nucleus cuneatus. Now from here, guys, from here the second order neurons will begin. From here the second order neurons will begin, and we know the second order neuron property. What is the property of the second order neuron, guys? What is the property, guys? What they will do now? What they will do now, guys? You already know. Yes. Yes, they decussate. Very good, Henry. Very good. What about rest, guys? Are you listening me? So yes, now they will try to reach the other side, guys, and yes, they will try to reach the other side, guys. Yes, they will try to reach the other side, and they are forming this arc, guys. They are forming this arc, and that is called, especially in the medulla oblongata, this arc it is called as, yes, this arc it is called as the internal arcuate fibers. Internal arcuate fibers. Internal arcuate fibers, and this is the place where no these will no, again, internal arcuate fibers, guys, you guys are going to tell me these are first order neurons or second order neurons? Right, these are first order neurons or second order neurons, and together, guys, they will be like continuing together to reach the thalamus. Yeah, I'm waiting for your answer. These are first order or second order now? So together they will be like continuing together to reach the thalamus. Yes, these are the second order neuron, the internal arcuate fibers. Remember, guys, these are the second, or I can just write like this. These are the second order neurons. Second order neurons. After the decussation, like the fibers which decussate, these are the second order neurons. Yes, everyone is right. Everyone is right. And together, they will be continuing as, yeah, at the level of the brain stem. We will call it a special name, guys. You already know the name of this. This is the medial lemniscus. Now, I hope you now understand when I say that one has joined, yeah, this one has joined the medial lemniscus, this anterior spinothalamic tract. Now you understand what is this medial lemniscus, guys. This is nothing but these fibers which are coming from this nucleus, the second order neurons, the medial lemniscus. And this is something which will now go into the thalamus, right? It will now go into the thalamus, right? It will now go into the thalamus. Okay, it will, yeah. So it will now go into the thalamus, right? And that is again the PLVN nucleus, guys, over here. You can just mention it over here. The nucleus, guys, over here. Yes, this is the thalamus. This is the thalamus, guys. Yes. And it will be ending into the nucleus, that is the VPL nucleus, ventro-posterior-lateral nucleus. So this is nothing but this. Okay, let me use this black color, otherwise you guys will. Yes, this is the thalamus, and this nucleus, it is nothing but the ventro-posterior-lateral nucleus of the thalamus, right? The VPL nucleus, right? And over here, basically the end of the second order neurons, this end of the second order neurons. And from here, guys, you already know they will try to reach this, yes, the sensory cortex, that is the area 3, 1, and 2, right? And these fibers will be like radiating over here, right? These fibers will be radiating over here like this. And this is the corona radiata. This is corona radiata. And remember the corona radiata, it is the third order neuron. It is the third order neuron, guys. It is the third order neuron. Yes, the sensory cortex. Yeah, the third order neuron. Is this, guys, clear to everyone over here? Just give me a thumbs up, guys, if you understood this dorsal column tract. Now I will be coming to one of the question that I think Azan has asked me. Ki, sir, nothing is coming to the gray matter. How it's possible? So let us just try to solve this particular problem also. Rajesh, it is clear. Okay, what about others? Others, guys, please let me know if it is done and dusted from your end. Shakil Ahmed, very good. What about rest, guys? What about rest? Hasan, okay, 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 guys. Okay, guys. Now over here, just try to see, guys, over here. Okay. Hmm. See, only the property, Henry. Okay, maybe I've said that, but it is like no, all the columns are like okay. No, no, no. It is like all the three ones will be having beta. Yeah. We have all the tracks, na? Ascending tract, descending tract, associative tracts. So yes, the posterior column, it is basically more associated with no these ascending tracts, right? So that's why I've like told you. Why are the second order neurons? Maybe I've like just a moment. Hmm. Mm-hmm. Wait, wait, wait. Okay. Let me just write it like this, beta. It is not exactly this. So it's not only which I wanted to write, it is like mainly. So please just like correct it. Yeah, it is mainly. I just like ascending tracks mainly, both ascending and descending tracks, and interior column it is more associated with the descending tracks mainly, right? So I hope Vish Nandu it is clear from my end now. It is like majority of the things, right? Is it clear, Vish Nandu? Um, I have shown beta. I have shown over here. If you can just see the second order neurons beta. Yeah, obviously the second order neurons. Just see over here beta. The second order neurons. Now this is the midline, guys. This is okay. Let me just draw it. Midline is this. Now these fibers are like they going to the opposite side, so they are decussating now internal arcuate fibers. So yes, I have shown the second order neurons decussating. The fasciculus causalis and fasciculus cuneatus, they are continuing on the same side, guys, because they are the first order neuron only, right? The dorsal root ganglion and in the spinal cord, they are continuing on the same side. But as soon as they reach the medulla oblongata, they will have the nucleus gracilis and the nucleus cuneatus, and they will like decussate after no relaying their information in this nucleus. They will be forming this arcuate fibers. That is the second order neurons. Is it clear? Ha, chalo Henry. Very good. It's clear. Now coming on to the third one, guys, the third one for the day, and that is again the important one that I wanted to discuss with you. So we have discussed the we have discussed now what pathways. Okay, so we have already like discussed these dorsal column tract in detail. We have discussed this spinothalamic tract, the lateral, and this. Now I will be discussing this very important dorsal spinocerebellar tract and ventral spinocerebellar tract, which carries the unconscious proprioception, and that is something you guys have to like like we are going to discuss it over here now, right? So I hope till now it is clear to each and everyone, guys. Till now it is clear to each and everyone now. Yes. So just give me a thumbs up, guys, if it is clear, so that we can start with the spinocerebellar tract, the dorsal or ventral, right? So we are gonna start with the spinocerebellar tract, and that will be the last topic for today. Yes. So now, guys, try to write it with me. Spinocerebellar tract. Cerebellar tract. Right? Ventral and dorsal, like just we are going to discuss this spinocerebellar tract, right? The spinocerebellar tract. And remember, guys, the tract is going to start at the level of what? Spinal cord, right? It is going to start at the level of spinal cord. And you already know, and this time there is no thalamus over here. We are just starting from the level of the spinal cord, and we are going up till the cerebellum, right? We are going up till the cerebellum only, the cerebellar hemispheres, right? So that is something. This time no thalamus, we are gonna go, no like cerebral cortex over here, right? So as of now, just remember the spinocerebellar tract. Now the spinocerebellar tract, before just starting with this, let us look at the diagram of the brain, guys, that we have discussed yesterday. I just wanted to teach you like what to what path from where we are going to where. So you already know, yes, we are starting from the spinal cord, and we will be like going to the cerebellum part, right? The cerebellum part. This time we are not going to any thalamus, we are not going to any cerebrum right now over here. So we are just going to like discuss this. Okay, so obviously, yeah. So let us start at the level of the spinal cord only. We are going to take the transverse section of the spinal cord. Okay, before that, guys, I just forgot to mention one of the question that Azan has asked. Azan has asked, "Ki nothing is going to the gray matter, sir. How it's even possible, guys?" Better remember that there are some fibers. I would say there are some fibers which will be coming to, yes, from the lower limb and from the upper limb. Combinedly, there will be some fibers which will be coming to the gray matter and to the nucleus proprius over here, which are going to come to the gray matter. Some fibers from the upper limb and some fibers from the lower limb, which will be coming to this, yes, the nucleus proprius, right? Nucleus proprius. And over here, guys, you should know that from here an interneuron will be beginning, and from here, yes, it will be going out through the ventral horn of the spinal cord as the lower motor neuron, Now, guys, why this pathway is necessary, guys? Why this pathway is necessary? As an already asked, ki in starting I have told you nothing is coming into this gray matter, guys. Again, how the reflex arc will be maintained, guys. To maintain the reflex arc, there are some fibers coming from the upper and lower limb that are coming from the white matter to this gray matter. And from the gray matter, like we have the nucleus proprius for this, and we have the interneuron, and from that, from the ventral horn, the lower motor neuron is added, just to maintain the reflex arc, guys. That is why these fibers are coming into the gray matter. Otherwise, the earlier the fibers are just no going from the white matter directly to the brain. They are not even coming into this gray matter. They are not even coming into this gray matter. So yes, the reason these few fibers came inside and know all the sensation, like which has like already gone above, there are some sensations which are now coming into this what we say, this gray matter. Now imagine a condition if there is no relay in this nucleus proprius, if no fibers are coming in this nucleus proprius, no information will be given to the spinal cord. No information will be given to the spinal cord, guys, over here, right? So remember then the reflex arc, how will you maintain it, guys? You can't maintain the reflex arc. Now you will never get relay for sensations like conscious proprioception, pressure, vibration. We have to have a reflex or response, and that is only possible when these fibers now will come into this gray matter. And that is why, just to maintain the entire reflex arc, that is that is important over here, right? Okay. So that is the answer of the Azan's question, right? Yeah, that is why Julian, that is the reason, guys, like some fibers, they are coming into the gray matter, and they're going like from the nucleus proprius, the interneuron will be there, and then we have the lower motor neurons coming out for to maintain the reflex arc over here. Now coming on to the third one, that is the spinocerebellar tract. Spinocerebellar tract. Now Again, guys, if we just try to look at one of the sides of this cerebellum, just try to look at this, guys. If we are just looking at one of the sides of the cerebellum has three peduncles, guys. The cerebellum has three peduncles. Now these peduncles, guys, are nothing but the white matter bundle only. Again, telling you the different names at different positions, guys. So these three cerebellar peduncles are nothing but these white matter bundles only. Right? These are the white matter bundles only. So we are looking at the cerebellar hemisphere. Cerebellar hemisphere. Okay. And I will be discussing the cerebellum in detail, guys. I will be discussing the cerebellum in detail. But as of now, remember these are having these three peduncles, guys. Obviously, the above it is called as superior cerebellar peduncle, the middle cerebellar peduncle, and the inferior cerebellar peduncle. So SCP stands for these peduncles. It is superior cerebellar peduncle. MCP stands for middle cerebellar peduncle, and ICP stands for inferior cerebellar peduncles. Inferior cerebellar peduncle. Right? Now again, to go into the cerebellum from the spinal cord, to go into the cerebellum, we are using these peduncles, guys, the superior cerebellar peduncle or middle cerebellar peduncle or inferior cerebellar peduncle, because remember, guys, any tract which is going from spinal cord to the cerebellum, right? Obviously, these peduncles are the gateways through which the tracts will be going, right? Tracts will be going. So remember the superior cerebellar peduncle, it is directly connected to, yes, it is directly connected to the midbrain. It is directly connected to midbrain. The middle cerebellar peduncle, it is directly connected to the pons. And the inferior cerebellar peduncle, it is directly connected to the medulla oblongata. Medulla oblongata. Right, so this is something basic that I wanted to teach you over here, that the cerebellum has three peduncles. These peduncles are nothing but the white matter only. These are nothing but the bundles of the white matter only. These are white matter only, and these are called as peduncles. And we have superior, middle, and inferior. Any tract which has to go into the cerebellum from the spinal cord, no. So these peduncles are the gateways over here. Yes, we have the superior one connected with the midbrain, the middle one connected with the pons, and the inferior one connected with the medulla oblongata. Obviously, now we are not talking about any thalamus or like anything like above the cerebrum. We are just at the level of these parts. I hope this is clear, guys. I hope this is clear as of now. Just give me a thumbs up if this basic part is clear, right? Now, chalo. Let us just try to draw this diagram again and just try to see. Yes, Azan, very good. Hmm. ठीक है, Samita Rajesh, very good. Very good. Like my tab is like hmm. So you are very well aware we are taking again the transverse section of the spinal cord, and we are just trying to draw this, yes, the gray matter of the spinal cord, and yes, we have this white matter of the spinal cord as well. We have just drawn the transverse section of the spinal cord, right? I see that is the spinal cord. That is the spinal cord. Now, guys, you already know we in the middle we have the central canal. So we already know the spinocerebellar tract. Okay, it is carrying whether it is ventral or dorsal. They are carrying whether it is ventral, anterior, or dorsal or posterior. They both are carrying what? Unconscious proprioception. They are carrying unconscious proprioception, right? They're carrying this unconscious proprioception. So what is the first order neuron, guys? What is the first order neuron that will be entering into this spinal cord? Okay, unconscious proprioception from the upper limb and unconscious proprioception from the lower limb. Yes, what is the name of the first order neuron, guys? We have already discussed this yesterday, the structure also, and we are discussing it like a multiple number of times. So yes, unconscious proprioception. Anyone? Yeah, it is the dorsal root ganglion. So we have this, yes, Samita, very good. We have this dorsal root ganglion, right? These dorsal root ganglions, right? So it is like coming over here, right? We already know we have this. So obviously this dorsal root ganglion will be coming over here and it will be entering into the gray matter of the spinal cord. Dorsal root ganglion, basically it is carrying this unconscious proprioception. So it is the first order neuron. It is the first order neuron and it is carrying which proprioception? It is carrying unconscious proprioception. Unconscious proprioception. It is carrying unconscious proprioception and it is, yes, the first order neuron that you have to remember. So it is entering into the, okay, gray matter of the spinal cord. Now for the unconscious proprioception beta, which nucleus is there? Can anyone tell me? We have yesterday discussed it. Which nucleus is there for the unconscious proprioception? Yes, anyone? Yes, it is nucleus dorsalis. In the dorsal horn, we have only three nucleus. Yes, substantia gelatinosa. Yes, nucleus proprius, and then we have this. Yes, very good, guys. It is the nucleus dorsalis. Very good, Samita. You should remember that over here we will have on the posterior aspect, we have this, yes, nucleus dorsalis, which is towards the dorsal horn of the spinal cord, projecting more towards the dorsal side. That's why the name nucleus dorsalis. Nucleus dorsalis, and the first order neuron will be ending over here. The dorsal root ganglion will be ending over here, right? So that is the nucleus dorsalis over here. Now guys, the second order neuron will begin from here, right? The second order neuron will begin will here and it will run into two different sites, guys. It will be running to two different sites. One, it will be, okay, coming into this white matter, the lateral part, the lateral column of the spinal tract, and one it will be going towards, yes, now guys, remember the second order neurons basically, no, they will run from this, again, one from the same side and one will be like going to the other side, right? They will ascend upward in the brainstem, guys. Yes, you midbone pons and medulla oblongata, and then only they will be turning on to these, no, peduncles, the inferior cerebellar peduncles and the other peduncles, right? So yes. So yeah, the one which is coming onto the same side, guys, the one which is coming onto the same side and it is going upwards. I'm just trying to draw the same side right now over here and just try to see. There will be two tracks. One, I'm just like trying to draw it over here. It will be, yeah, going on the same side at it is the, like, it has not decussated. No, it is the second order neuron, right? Now it will be entering into one of the peduncles over here, and that is which peduncle, guys? That is the inferior cerebellar peduncle, right? It will be entering into the cerebral hemisphere with the help of the inferior cerebellar peduncle. So just try to draw again the same diagram, guys. The cerebellar peduncles. Right, so it is entering into the cerebellar peduncle directly, and which, that is the inferior cerebellar peduncle, that is the inferior cerebellar peduncle over here, obviously. Now this inferior cerebellar peduncle, it is connecting which part of the brainstem to the cerebellum? Tell me, guys, this inferior cerebellar peduncle, it is connecting which part of the brainstem to this cerebellum? So now the second order neuron, beta, it is like, it's not always know that neuron has to decussate. Okay, so obviously there are like two second order neurons. One, it is like coming onto the white matter, right, of the spinal cord, and it is going in the same direction upwards, right? It is running on the same side. Okay, so the neuron which will run from the same side, guys, it will go upwards, right, in the brain stem. It reaches the medulla oblongata. It reaches the medulla oblongata, guys, right, and only then they will turn into the inferior cerebellar peduncle and reach the cerebellum right? So yes, yes, it is Osama, very good, it is right, right? So this tract which is like the direct tract, which is now coming directly, this is called as the dorsal spinocerebellar tract, right? So that is something which you have to remember over here. It is the, okay, this tract is the, okay, hmm. Just I'm writing this name. Yes, obviously. Dorsal spinocerebellar tract. Spinocerebellar tract. Dorsal D से आता है ना, it is direct. It is direct. There is no change over here. It's not always like the second order neurons will decussate. It's like coming directly over here right now. Coming directly over here. So now the second one, beta, over here. I hope this is clear, guys. The one, okay, the spinocerebellar tracts are of two types, the dorsal and the ventral. The dorsal one, it is clear, guys. It is like very easy, guys, over here. So just give me a thumbs up, guys, if it is clear to everyone. The dorsal spinocerebellar tract. The dorsal spinocerebellar tract, if it is clear. The direct spinocerebellar tract. Samhita, very good. What about rest, guys? Alive, everyone? Yes. Hmm. Now, second is the ventral spinocerebellar tract. Now, they will decussate to the other side and they will ascend upward through the brainstem, right? Over here, why? Over here, no, beta. Hmm. That means that they have to cross the spinal cord now over here, the pons, the midbrain, and they again go to the same side. Now, guys, now remember, guys, if the ventral spinocerebellar tract, okay, again, the second order neurons will start from here only. It is like dividing into two. Yes, and it will be like ascending upwards. Yes, it will be ascending upwards, guys, like this. Right? And it will be like later on, it will be going on to the superior cerebellar peduncle. It will be going on to the superior cerebellar peduncle over here. Now, guys, you again be like asking me, sir, if it is going on to the same side only. Now, let us suppose this is the midline, guys. Once the fibers have been decussated to the other side, it is going upwards and it is again going on to the same side. What is, why do we need this pathway? Can anyone tell me why this neuron is like, why it cannot go directly like the dorsal spinocerebellar tract? Why it is taking this long path, no, to go on to the same side only? So remember, guys, reason is when it runs on the opposite side, guys, it gives collateral to opposite cerebellar hemisphere. We have like the two cerebral hemispheres, and over here we have these cerebellar peduncles over here, beta guys. Again, we have these cerebellar peduncles. So remember, guys, we again have these cerebellar peduncles over here. Yes, the cerebellar peduncles. We over here we were looking at only one side. So once it is going like ascending upwards, no, at the level of the brain stem, guys, it is giving these nerve endings over here also to all these cerebellar peduncles, to all these cerebellar peduncles, guys, to all these cerebellar peduncles. So now, why this is necessary, guys? You already know, guys, this is responsible, this part of the cerebellum, this is responsible for know the coordination of the movements, guys, right? So now the right cerebellum is controlling the right left side of the body, and left is controlling the right side of the body because of our pyramidal decussation, guys. But if we talk about this cerebellum, guys, if we talk about this cerebellum basically controls the ipsilateral body only, basically the same side of the body only. So the right cerebellum is basically working for the right side, and the left cerebellum, it is basically working for the left side only. So if only sensory fibers, if I'm just saying about unconscious proprioception, is coming from one side of the cerebellum only, we don't know what is happening on the other side. Now, when you guys are walking, your one hand is going like this in forward direction, so automatically the other hand is going back, right? The one hand is going in front, one hand is going back. So we don't know what is happening to the other side of the body if these fibers are not coming to the other side. So the main function of this no cerebellum is comparison, guys. Comparative function. Now, comparison is only possible when fibers are coming from both the sides. One, it is the dorsal part, and one, it is going through the the anterior part of the ventral spinocerebellar tract. So it carries the ventral spinocerebellar tract, basically carries the information, and it gives it to both the cerebral hemisphere. It is giving on to the inferior cerebellar peduncle, middle cerebellar, and superior cerebellar peduncle on one side, and it is going to other side via the superior cerebellar peduncle, right? So that is the reason that you have to remember over here, right? So that is the spinocerebellar tract, guys. That is regarding the spinocerebellar tract. So I hope this is clear, guys, to everyone over here. I hope this is clear to everyone over here. Just give me a thumbs up, guys, if you understand today's lecture. So today we have grossly completed the tracts of the spinal cord, right? The classification, the ascending, descending tracts, right? The ascending tracts, which we have like taught in like we have drawn the diagram for that, and the dorsal column tract, the spinocerebellar tract, all the tracts we have done. So I hope this is clear. The transfer section, I've just talked about the columns, right? I have talked about the ascending tracts already. So we have discussed all the tracts, right? So that is like the lateral spinothalamic tract, the ventral spinothalamic or the touch pathway, the dorsal spinothalamic or the proprioceptive pathway through cerebral cortex, and the spinocerebellar tract. So that is again, guys, that what you have to remember from the exam point of view. So you can just revise it once more by looking at the video. Please do share the video with your fellow mates, right? And yeah, we will be meeting up in the next session. If you have any doubts, guys, you can just text on to my number, guys. Yes, you can just text on to my number if you have any doubts, guys. Only WhatsApp. I'm not in India, guys, right now, so it's only WhatsApp that you can do to me, or you can reach to me out via Instagram also. Instagram also, right? I will be like frequently replying on the Instagram, that is Abhijeet Kumar 7859. 7859. I hope it is like the same. Yeah, you can just reach me out. And for the notes, you can join the Telegram group, that is Docsman, right? So that is yeah, you can just follow. I hope you all enjoyed the lecture, all the difficult diagrams that we have drawn today. These are like 4 or 5 diagrams, but these are like very, very, very important, guys. These are very, very important. Tomorrow we'll be covering the ascending tracks. So yes, thank you for your patience, for listening me out, guys. Thank you. Bye.